Hello, welcome back. Let's get right into this. So, in my playlist, you can find knife and tomahawk maintenance. Paracord handle wrapping is my favorite type of handle rebuild to do, or handle material, once I get that handle built the way that I want it to. So, this wrap that I'm doing is basically what you'll see everybody doing with axe handles, with tomahawk handles. You wrap over that folded loop that you've laid into the paracord lay there, and I'll show how that works. Okay, so in order to paracord wrap this D-guard hilt, I have to thread the paracord through the D-guard handle. So I'll show you how that is being done. So I'll go right in front of my blade there, come around through the D-guard just like that, and I'll hold that with my left finger there, and just keep on threading the paracord through as we wrap all the way to the top. So that's what method has been working really well for me, is starting at the bottom, wrapping towards the top. Now for detailed instruction on how to do this type of a wrap, it's really pretty easy. Like I said, you go into my playlist and you'll find where I did this with a tomahawk handle, and there's all kinds of videos on YouTube. I'll do another one of these some other day also, but that's what I'm doing there. I'm just I'm threading through the D-guard hilt. Of course, this is going to go easier on just a regular knife handle. So all the way up to the top, just like you see there. And then we'll thread the finished paracord. We'll thread through there, and then it'll get pulled down into the wraps and then really tightened up. And then you just trim it and cut it, and that's the end of it. All right, so I'm going to pause out, finish wrapping all the way to the top, and then pull that through, and I'll show that on the video here, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, so I've decided that that's enough, so I'm going to thread right through that loop. Okay, I may need to get a needle nose pliers in there and get that started. Okay, I just need to get my glasses on and work at it with two hands so I wasn't running the camera. Hope that makes sense to you. Hope it's making sense. So I'm taking that last wrap, and there we are. We're finished. So we're wrapped all the way from the bottom all the way to the top. The loop is laying right there on the top. This is the tail that pulls the loop, that pulls that loop, and this top tail down into the handle, you know, as far down as we need to go. So I'm going to pause out and get all set up to do that, and we're going to finish off this wrap. Okay, so that's really all there is to it. That's going to pull in there, hopefully. Let's give that a try. There, it's pulled in there on the top. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. And that'll tighten up just fine. All right. Got a good grip on it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hopefully this works out okay. I don't know. I'll just pull a little bit more in. There, I've slipped it down to about that far. I think that'll work out okay. It's not pretty, but it's got a good feel to it. It's a lot better than my inner tube wrapping was getting kind of ragged, and that was my plan years ago when I built this knife. As once those inner tube strips get a little bit too ragged, I'll just go over the top of everything with Paracord Wrap, just like this. And I'm thinking that's going to work out pretty good. There, we slipped another coil right there, and you can kind of work these over that tensioning cinch as you cinch them in. Okay, that's working pretty good. That's working pretty good. I always wanted to try that on this inner tube base. So now all we got to do right now is that as far as I want to go? Probably. I don't really need to go any farther. Fortunately, I didn't wrap this too tight, or I'd never get it tied in there, you know. Worked in there. It's got a pretty good feel to it. All right. So, like I said, all I got to do is just put one little overhead knot, one little overhand knot, one simple little knot right there on that end. Same thing up here on the top end, and burn it off with the lighter, and it's a done deal. Okay? Okay, and I've got them trimmed off, so where I don't have to deal with too much length there. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. It's got a good feel to it, as you can see. Okay, paracord wrap on a knife or tomahawk or axe handle. That's exactly how that's done. You probably get a better camera work and a better view of how that's done in my, like I said, go down to my playlist there. Just find tomahawk and knife maintenance, and you can see the tomahawk being done. Probably with a much better view and everything there. Exact same thing applies right here. Same thing on all of my throwing knives as well that I'll be doing these paracord wraps with. So there we go. All we do is we make a loop. We just make a loop and then just bring right through that loop, just like that. Bring that loop all the way down to the handle. Right there at that top quilly, and just work that all the way down like that. Tighten it up, probably cut it and trim it again, and that one is a done deal, just like that. I'll just take a scissors and cut it right there and burn it. Snip that one off. Snip that one off. Done deal. Let's get the lighter. Okay. Just melt that up good right there. Same thing on that side right there. Same thing right there. There, just like this. See that? There. And it's all burned nice and there. That'll do it. No, they're what I call welded shut, okay? Paracord ends all burned and welded shut. Very good. So how'd that turn out? Well, not too bad. It's a little bit on the full size for me, but no, I got good control over the knife now, and it's got a good hold on it and everything. So I think that'll do it. You'll see this at work out in the wood yard, splitting some firewood pretty soon. Okay, I'm Dead Wolf. That's a paracord wrap, and that's a wrap on this video. Okay, and that'll do it. All right, we'll see you soon on the next one. Thanks for being there, everyone. I hope this was very helpful to you. All right, probably the most difficult wrap to do, being that this is a fully enclosed D-guard hilt. Okay, so you just have to thread the paracord around and around and go right through there all the time. It's a lot easier on an open handle, obviously, but there it is. Kind of had this in the back of my mind, going, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that someday, you know. And all right, that's gonna work. There you have it. So yeah, that is that's the Cold Steel 1917 Frontier Bowie knife blade with a completely custom built hilt, all welded and built just by me personally. And that's kind of an updated maintenance project on this particular handle. Yes, that's a grade 8 large bolt that is welded directly to the S-guard and then welded to the rest of the blade. This was a defective 17 model, I think, anyway. And it did break right there also. And that was a good 3+ years ago, throughout the rebuilding of this knife. So there it is. Paracord wrap. That's all I wanted to cover today. So I hope that covers everything, including any questions that come up in the comments. Yes, I also have down in the playlist area of the channel, DWR 13 knife rebuilding, I think it's called. You can find all that stuff if you need to. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful. I'm Dead Wolf, and I'm out.